Good morning, traders. Looks like we have a few in here already. Good morning to everyone. Hopefully we'll get some stock plays this morning. Good morning to Mimi, Josie, Tamimi, Sandra, Bill, Bob Peterson, Higher Ground, Who Loves Lunatic, Yolanda, Vlad, Mr. Rodriguez. Glad you guys could make it this morning. We have about 4 minutes to go before the market opens. Let's hope for a better day than yesterday. It was pretty tough for everybody. Good morning, Jay, Bob Smith. Not seeing much activity up there on the scan. Go ahead and get the percentage changed. 0.0. Yeah, they usually are active before our market open. Then our market opens and it seems to go dead. Maybe this morning it'll be different. Let's see. Yeah, yesterday was pretty tough. I jumped in Mara for about 3 seconds, made $40 and got out. Didn't see anything the rest of the day. It was very slim picking. Got about 30 seconds to go here. Let's hope something pops up at 6 o'clock. Usually they're already popping up by now, so I'm not expecting much. Yeah, I saw ICCT It halted most of the day. I don't like getting caught in that trap, even though it was a good rise. But you never know where they're going to end up when they come out of a halt. Well, let's see what happens here. If you're new here, all we're doing is watching for volume spikes. This is our step one. We watch for increasing percentages. This is our pre-market scan. Anything that moves in pre-market is going to jump up here. You'll know immediately. Want to see some numbers rising. That's what we're looking for. Well, this is not the kind of start I was hoping for. If you're new here, I'll do a walkthrough about 6:20, 6:25, maybe 6:30. Let's get past this market open, see if we can get anything to play here. Make sure you have your volume spike set to 0.0. TIF is on EXT. Good morning, James. Parabolic. Kenneth. XT. We got a slow start going on. I'm ready for the days where you don't know which one to click on because they're all going up. Those days will come back. Good morning, David. Looks like a couple of cheaper stocks are firing. Sure need this volume to pick up. It's okay if you want to get in there for a few pennies, I would suppose. Watching for percentages to rise. That's what we do every day. This is step one right here. It'll let you know as soon as something starts moving. Good morning, Rick Shelton. Whenever you see them pop up here, you notice doesn't have a percentage, but it keyed us off right at the beginning of this run, about right in here. So when they disappear here, that doesn't mean don't watch them. They can continue to go. Then they may pop up back here again. Now we're on a pullback. That's probably the guys that got in right in here. They're taking that profit. It was about a 10 or 12 cent run. We could see a bounce play. Let's see if it retests right here, and it looks like it almost did. It may bounce right back up to resistance up here for another dime. That's a cheaper one. Not very much volume on TCJH. Might just be a few people playing around this morning, hoping they got a winner. AGIL, cheaper penny stock, moving up. Well, we had some activity. That's hopeful. Good morning, Top. And that right there is why I don't play penny stocks. You get something that goes up 2 pennies and loses it all in one candle. I don't know how you guys do it. Maybe you're only in there for a penny. I don't know. That's not my kind of game. We need a stock to jump in here and everybody's attacking it. That's what we need. We don't need these little bump ups and bump back down. Too risky of a play. We need high volume. You would think this is high volume, but when you're on a penny stock, you got to buy a ton of them to make any money. So this is really not high volume. Good morning, Alfredo. Good for you, James. That's the name of the game. Roll that snowball down the hill, make it get bigger. This market, I always want to suggest, it's so slow. The pickings are so slim. If you can grab $40, $60, grab it. Something's better than nothing. About 15 minutes, I'll do a walkthrough if you're new here. Right now, we're watching numbers rise. This is step one. Little penny stock on the move. We're kind of slow, so I'll go ahead and do the walkthrough now. I am Ricky Gaspard. I am a guy who trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I am also a ThinkScript coder. I have written my own codes and applied them to the system that I used in my head through the years. I always look for volume spikes, but I had to do it in candles and not in numbers. So I wrote this code that tracks volume up or down, and it lets us know immediately when a stock starts falling or rising. Once we get one rising, we look over here, and I have created a pullback strategy that kind of ties in with these percentages. We watch for a moving average crossover. This is the 8, this is the 21. We wait for these arrows to start popping in. Once they pop in, we look for a bullish signal up here. And this bullish signal is only monitoring this current candle. So it's letting you know buyers are coming in on this candle. And we look down here and we have the overall volume. This volume bar tracks the entire volume. So right now we have 80% buyers or 60%. We like to see more buyers than sellers, and this will let us know if there's more buyers than sellers. We track the volume, make sure we have enough volume before getting in a stock. I like to see that volume really flying. And that's the results you'll get when all of these things line up. You look for percentages, the crossover, the arrows to kick in, more buyers than sellers, and the candle is bullish. It's that simple. If you haven't joined our YouTube channel, please do so. Subscribe, like the videos, watch all of the videos. Watch them over and over and over until this sinks in your head. Watch the old ones, watch the new ones. Some of them are outdated, but they all contain valuable information. Join our Discord. There's probably about 600 people over in Discord. Everybody's helping everybody. You'll find the current scripts over there, the current scans, and the current setup. I'll post those links for you. If you haven't subscribed, we'd love to have you on board. It's been fun. There's a link to the YouTube channel. And just so you know, it's all free. If you want to contribute, you can hit the Super Chat donation box. Or you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's make YouTube pay me a little bit of money. That way we get covered. My computer's not cooperating. I'll have that link in a second to Discord. There we go. Looks like we're dying down a little bit. Thank you for that compliment, James. My wife's very happy as well. She can even now trade. She just follows the indicators. Good morning, Anonymous. Blue. It's a very simple strategy. What's good about it is it's pretty much doing all the searching for us. We don't go search for stocks. We just wait on them to start moving. Once they start moving, we take a look at them on the chart. All of this can be set up on your system with just a few clicks. It's not hard to set it up. If you have questions, go over to Discord. Give me a message in support. Somebody will help you. To Mimi, it's the text right above you. Right above yours. James, you ought to try this new one. It's pretty good. I've done a lot of fine tuning to it. It's over in current setup on Discord. We cleaned it up a little bit. I got rid of them volume bars that were annoying. We don't need them. We just need to know if there's more buyers and sellers and what the volume is. All right, Tamimi, thank you for that help. Watching for numbers to rise. I know it can get boring, but you know what? Boring pays good money. You just have to watch. Not been a very good week. Yesterday was really bad. There was a couple plays, but they didn't go up very much. Monday was awful. But we'll take what the good Lord gives us. He knows we need the money. Keep those bills paid, I say. Good morning, Brian. Nice little crowd, bright and early this morning. Thank you for joining us. If you're just popping in, you just missed the introduction. My next introduction will be about 7:15 or 7:20. Bear with us. You have absolutely no idea what's going on. All we're doing is watching for percentages to rise. Once they do, we click on the chart. We come over here and verify a moving average crossover and that arrows are popping in. We verify there's more buyers than sellers, and we'd like to see a spike in this candle that's indicated by a bullish or bearish signal at the top of the screen. Good morning, Dragonfire. So we don't search for stocks. The stocks come to us. This is our pre-market scan. It's readily available on Discord and in YouTube. Simple install. It's already set up for you. Down here's our slow crawler scan. So we have 3 tabs over in Discord. We have current setup, we have TOS scripts and TOS scans. You can find everything you need in those 3 channels. And of course, make yourself home when you get there. Click on all the channels, talk to the other traders. Good morning, Rashad. In a dead spot, nothing happening. Good morning, Big Mike. You know, a lot of people shied away from ThinkorSwim. It has a couple of flaws, but it's free. But I bet they didn't know someone could do this. Actually, I didn't know I could do it. It took me months to figure it out. But the Lord blessed us. Told me to give it away. I'm trusting. I want everybody to learn. Paying it forward. You're braver than me on GoTo. I don't see any buyers in there. Maybe you know something I don't know. There's that penny stock making another push at it. Anonymous, you probably have your percent and your scan set to 2. Set it down to 1. Make sure you're on 1 minute. Yeah, when the stocks are that cheap, Bob, you got to buy 10,000 of them to make any money. So this may only be 50 people with 500,000 shares. But it's moving. That's more than any other stock is doing. Without this script, you would have never known that. Good deal, Anonymous. Waiting for numbers to rise. That's all we do here. We don't go searching for stocks. We're monitoring the volume in all of the stocks in pre-market. If any of them starts moving, we are immediately notified. You get multiple choice sometimes. You're not going to get that out of subscription service. Never trade off my live stream, guys. I am delayed. I'm pushing it out there as fast as I can, but YouTube has restrictions. I'm delayed sometimes as much as 10 seconds. Never trade off my screen. Make sure you get on your own setup. Set up your computer. Trade them live. Don't don't risk your hard-earned money. A few seconds could cost you hundreds. And if you don't know, we're not just targeting penny stocks. That's the only thing that's popping up this morning. This scan is wide open. It'll go to the highest price stock if any of those start moving. Watching the numbers, that's what we do here. Yeah, it all depends on if your price range is the same as mine. I've got mine set all the way down to 25 cents. And the reason I do that is, let's say you're set at $1 and a stock starts moving at 90 cents. And the next thing you know, it's over $1. You're not going to pick up that stock because it didn't start at your minimum. So I drop my minimum down as low as I can so I can pick up even a 75 or a 50-cent stock that may go to $3. So you're blocking yourself out of any stock below your minimum price. Even if it rises above your minimum, you're not going to see it. This high flyers, that's one of my older scans. I brought it back to life yesterday. It's also over in TOS scans. So all of the moving averages are lined up. They're all stacked above each other. And the price is above the 8. So when market opens, it doesn't appear to be working now, but when market opens, it's going to track all of the stocks that the moving averages are stacked and the price is above the 8. So this will be the highest moving stocks all day long. But it appears it's not going to work until market opens. Let me pay attention up here. Good morning, Raphael. This is how we like to catch them, but we don't have any volume. Somebody bought a few shares and it moved. We need more than somebody. We need everybody. Anonymous, if you're talking about my personal investments, I like stocks around $5 to $30. Otherwise, I don't have a price in pre-market. It's whatever moves. If it moves and has enough volume, I'm interested. This scan up here is pre-market. You can find the pre-market scan in current setup or in TOS scans. I think current setup is just going to lead you over to TOS scans to load it. It's called pre-market scan. Yeah, we need anything to take a deep breath here. Maybe this one, if I can click on it. I think I answered that color question yesterday in Discord. Let me see where I put it. Vlad, if you go over and click on the support tab, scroll up a little bit, you'll see the definition of all the colors and their functions. It's a few comments up there, not very many. You'll see the color cyan. I think that's the first word. It's too big to paste in this chat. What I'll do is I'll paste that underneath that link in TOS scripts. That link in TOS. Watching for numbers to rise. If you hear me go silent, that just means I'm busy. You keep watching the board. Load it on your system. Don't be waiting on me to talk. You may miss a trade. I'm multitasking over here. We have some green popping in, but I don't see any of them moving. They must be single purchases. If they had volume, they'd be ticking up in the numbers. About 15 minutes, I'll do a walkthrough. For everybody that's new. And thank you for joining us this morning. Watching numbers rise, that's what we do every morning. Right now, nothing's rising. So while we're kind of dormant right now, let me see if I can do something for you. I don't know if you guys understand the whole concept of this moving average scan. But what I've done is I've programmed these moving averages, and you can change them if you want. I like the 8 and the 21. But I programmed it where you can make these whatever you want. Like sometimes I'll change it over to 5 and 13. And when you do that, you go into studies and edit studies, and you click the gear icon. And right here, you can change it down to 5 and 13. And if you'll notice, they'll change on the chart when you click apply. And what that's doing is it's moving the moving averages a bit closer. So you're going to get a crossover sooner. When this white one crosses this blue one, you'll get a crossover. But when you change that, it's also changing the target of your arrows. It's going to also target the new moving average that you select. So instead of throwing an arrow when the 8 and the 21 crosses, it now throws an arrow where the 5 and the 13 cross. It's still monitoring the spikes, you can tell here. But you can play around with those two settings. See which one works best for you. I use both. You may end up using both. But it's fully adjustable. Sometimes I like the 5 and the 13. Sometimes I like the 8 and the 21. Sure need something to move this morning. I had enough of this yesterday. Yesterday was dead. I need something to move. Something that everybody's buying, not just one or two people. Patience is key. Wait for that good play. I try not to jump in if I suspect that it's only going to jump a nickel or 7 cents. I try to avoid those. I avoid them by watching this volume. I want to see it flying continuously, not just a bump here and there. About 10 minutes, I'll do a walkthrough if you're new here. You got that right, Greg. It's kind of good, though. We know when our break time is. Good morning, Coach. Volume and price action, that's all I care about. I've been trading like that for years. I don't want all the bells and whistles. I don't want it to look like I decorated for Christmas on my screen. I don't need all that. Paul, yes, I was. Was my mic not on? Was I doing sign language? I'm known to forget to turn the mic back on sometimes. Paul, did you need me to show you once again? I don't mind. Everything I know, you need to know. So was my mic on when I was showing how to change the moving averages? Waiting for numbers. Thank you, guys. And gals. My delay must be pretty big. This morning it takes maybe 10 seconds for me to get your reply. So whatever you do, don't trade off of my screen. Just use it as instructions on how the system works. Trade off of your own computer. We're watching numbers grow. That's what we do every morning. We look for movers. We look for volume. We need lots of volume. We don't need 100 shares. We need 1,000 shares. You don't know about the slow crawler scan. It's over in TOS scans on Discord. These are all the stocks that are barely moving, but they're moving up. They crawl up slowly during the day. I have it on another screen. I'm running multiple monitors over here for the purpose of this live stream. I need all of the space I can get. But yes, I use Active Trader over on another screen. I'm staring at 5 monitors. I've got other scans running. I'm trying to find anything that moves. Not much activity. I think we may see something at 7 o'clock. That's usually the next time that our scan will take off. Hopefully somebody will put out some news and we'll get a winner. We'll see. Got about 2 minutes to go before 7 o'clock. Alfredo, I can't comment on it. I didn't watch it, and I haven't seen any news on it. I didn't trade it. My mind is blank on that one. I do my best to avoid stocks that are halting. I use a 10% rule. So whatever the price is times 10%, that would be the halt trigger. So if you have a dollar stock somewhere around $1.10, it's going to halt. Sometimes it doesn't. I've never understood the halts. I've seen some right at market open run up $2 or $3 and never halt. Other ones, they halted. I don't know the determining factor there. Well, we're past that 7 o'clock and I'm not seeing much happening. Maybe it'll happen any second. About 7:15, I'll do a walkthrough if you're new. If you haven't heard the news, we had a subscriber that goes by It's Me Bob. He's an options trader. And he volunteered to explain how options work, and we'll start doing live streams when he gets time. You may want to look in on that if you want to learn options. We really appreciate him stepping up to the plate and helping others. That's what it's all about. Share the knowledge. I'm looking for anything that's moving. I'm not seeing any numbers growing. I'm seeing green, but they're kind of dormant. For me to be interested, I need these percentages changing. Just monitor the options channel. I'm sure he'll announce it. Thank you, Kelly, and thank you for joining us. You'll see these stocks, they'll make a small move. And then in a few minutes, a few other people will see that it's moving and they'll start coming in. And hopefully more people see that it's moving again and they'll come in. We get such an early notice, you have to kind of wait for the investors to come in. They don't have this early warning like we do that the stock is moving. That's why you see it start turning green and then go dead. Then it'll go up another candle and go dead, and then everybody finds it, and then it starts rising. That's why when you find one over here and you click on it and it disappears, give it time. This is what can happen. You are welcome, Kelly. I love being here. You guys are my family. We're all brothers and sisters from another mother. Good morning, Gigi. About 8 more minutes. I'll do a walkthrough if you're new here. Right now we're watching this 7 o'clock movement. We're watching numbers grow, or at least we're waiting on some to grow. If there's anything moving in pre-market, it's going to pop up right here. We want to see the numbers rising. Check them all. That's what I say. Find the one that works. Right now, it looks like it's just one purchase or two, and then it stops. This one made a move earlier this morning back here. It's kind of just floating sideways now. I think it's done what it's going to do. What we need to see here is 1%, 2%, 5%, 10%. We want those numbers rolling. That means everybody found it. I think this one's going to run into resistance right there at $1.09. It tried to break through right here, but it failed. Looks like it's going to fail here as well. You'll see under the voice channels, that's called options. I think it says options voice. Whenever he's on, it'll go live right there. He's called It's Me Bob. Good morning, Greg. TO made a nice run up, but unfortunately it didn't trigger soon enough. It ran into trouble in this area.
He's on early.
Hey, I can hear somebody on their mics. Could you please mute them? Thank you. You're coming in louder than me on the live stream. Always check the numbers when you see them moving. That's how you find the winners. We're at 9% on this one, almost 10. Maybe momentum's building. It may pop. I'm not seeing the buyers coming in. I'm not seeing a bullish signal. It could be going weak. We'll keep an eye on it here for a minute. Always watch this column. Don't let me distract you. You may miss a trade. I'm liking the activity this morning, though. We have some moving. We have buyers, we have bullish, we have green candles. We already had a crossover back here. Just don't know where the top is. How far will it run? I would have liked to have got in on this pullback, but I saw it too late. Lots of cheaper stocks moving. Nothing in my price range. Hopefully you're finding them on your own system. Making a few dollars. That's what you need to do. Just find you one that's moving, monitor it, see if it gives you the opportunity to pick up a few pennies or nickels or dimes or quarters. That's what we do all day, is monitor numbers. Nice move on DBGI. We have bullish, we have buyers, we have the arrows popping in. It's going. See if we can get a pullback here. Let's wait till this candle returns down. I'd like to see it pull back somewhere in this range here. That might be an 80-cent move if it bounces off of this this support level. If it bounces back up to here, that's about 80 cents. Maybe $1, but it looks like it's pulling down. You have to watch for these pullbacks. Always set the high. Find the lowest red candle when it starts turning around and mark it, and it'll usually bounce back up to resistance. That happens more often than you think. Don't chase green candles. Wait for a reversal. Mark the low. That's when you want to take your shot at it. It did exactly what I said. Good morning, Jimmy. This was a good pullback. Would have been a little tough to get it, though. I actually thought this was going to be the bottom. When it came on down further, by the time I marked it, it was already halfway back up. So I did not take a play on it. And it ran into resistance as predicted. It's coming back down. It may start channeling sideways. Couple minutes, I'll do a walkthrough for everybody that's new. About 7:30. Watching the numbers. Make sure you don't trade off my system. My delay is awful this morning. And DBGI is like a low volume flyer. Not real comfortable with just pulling the trigger because of that reason. But I'll probably sit here and watch it till it gets to $24 and regret every minute of it. We may turn this into support. It may bounce up from here. Looks like it broke through resistance and back down. A low volume flyer. There's not a bunch of people trading it. I'm watching the ladder on Active Trader. There's only a few every now and then. It's the kind of stock you buy 1,000 shares and you may have to wait to get out, and by the time you finally get out, the price done drop back down. I've had that happen before. Be up 50 cents or $1. By the time you get out, you only got 20 cents because there was a lack of volume. CS, if you don't mind, post it over in support. I don't have time this morning to figure out issues. I'm sorry. I'm watching the market. Good job, Greg. Something's better than nothing. I just don't like the volume on it. It's a mover, but the volume is so low. It looks good. It looks promising. Volume is just too low for me. I had flashbacks of the past of not being able to get out. I see PLTR popping in every now and then. Let's take a look at it and see where it's going. It has activity, but it's a rough ride. But there may be something we don't know. Could be a play later today, maybe after market open. Let's take a look at the big picture. Let's go to the 15-minute chart on PLTR. That's what we're up against. It's yesterday's high. I'll go ahead and mark it out. If I can get my mouse to cooperate. There we go. We'll go ahead and mark this low. That was yesterday. We'll mark this one. Might want to put that over in a watch list to watch it market open. All right, a little past my time. I'm Ricky Gaspard. I am a guy that trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I am also a ThinkScript coder. And I coded this volume spike indicator that monitors if the stock moves up or down in the slightest movement. We watch percentages grow and rise. Depending on if you're buying or shorting, they'll go up and down. The red ones means the price is falling. The green ones means it's rising. Once we find a winner over here, we look over at the chart and we watch for a moving average crossover, this white line going above the blue line. Once we get that and we see these arrows pop in, we also look for the volume, make sure we have enough volume to get into the stock and get out safely. We watch for buyers outnumbering the sellers. There's an indicator up here that's bullish or bearish, and it's monitoring the current candle. So if people were buying and this candle were green, a bullish signal would pop up here. If they were selling, a red bearish would pop up. So we watch for a bullish signal, the buyers outnumbering the sellers, a crossover, these arrows, hopefully they keep going, and it starts with a volume spike. So to put it simple, we see a volume spike, we click on it, we confirm that we have a crossover, arrows, a green label, and a green label. That's when you want to make your decision to buy or not. Like to see lots of volume, though. You don't want to get in if it's just going up a tick and down a tick. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a rush of volume. Once the buyers come in, jump in there, get you a piece, get out. It's called scalping. Don't try to set a target. Just grab what you can. Sometimes you'll get a lot. Sometimes you'll get a little. Depends on how many buyers are in. That's why we like high volume. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like the videos. Share the videos. Watch them over and over and over until you learn it. Watch the old ones. Watch the new ones. They all contain valuable information. If you haven't joined our YouTube channel, I just posted the link. We'd love to have you on board. After you subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to our Discord channel. And here's the link to the Discord. There's almost 600 investors over there. They'd love to have you join us. All kind of friendliness. We're all brothers and sisters teaching each other. That's what it's all about, paying it forward, making everybody happy. And thank you for joining us this morning. So all day long, all we do is watch for numbers to rise. When they start rising, we click on them. Hopefully we got an early enough notification to get in. And you'll see this volume flying. Hopefully you catch it right at the beginning of a crossover. And you see all these arrows coming in, and you see a bullish signal, and you see the buyers outnumbering the sellers. This is what I'm talking about. This is the current candle, and it's monitoring this candle to let you know that buyers are in there. It's not a guessing game. You need these indicators to go off. It's currently stopped right now. I don't know about this stock. It just popped up. I clicked on it, and that's what you should do. Check them all out. There could be a bunch of buyers coming to here shortly. You never know. Keep watching them. This thing could shoot up to $3, and it's only at $2.10 or $2.15. It's already been up here once. Just make sure there's enough volume so you can get in and get out safely. Thank you, Yolanda. I'm known to do that. But we still look good. We still look like we could run up again. Yeah, Bob, that's why I say don't trade off of my platform. Sometimes the YouTube delay is awful. I'm at 0 delay, so the delay's on their side. Do this on your own computer. Join our Discord. Go over to current setup and get set up. There's only 3 things to install. Actually, there's only 2. 1 for this entire setup right here. You're going to get all of this with one shared link. And you're going to get this on another shared link. Then you just go into scans and load the scans, and you'll be good to go. All day long, all you do is watch for numbers to rise. The stocks will come to you. You don't have to go searching. Never trade off of my live stream. You will be behind if you do. What you see has already happened maybe 15, 20 seconds ago. This stream is only for demonstrational purposes, not to trade off of. Might be some interest coming in here. Got to watch the volume. Seeing sellers and buyers alternating here. Seeing a bullish indicator up here yet. The spread is nice and low. If you don't know what a spread is, it's the difference between the bid and the ask. There's bullish. Nice little 10-cent move on that stock, but it's pulling back now. It may continue. We'll keep watching it. Looks like it had its run up at the start, and that was just a bounce. Now pulling back. It was worth watching. You never know. Could have been that money maker. Iron Condor, this is version 4. I like playing the pullbacks, but if you're not familiar with pullbacks and you don't know how to mark your support and resistance lines, it could be a risky play for you. But yes, pullbacks are great, but practice before you try them. If your on demand's working, practice, practice, practice. Trading's not easy. These indicators make it look easy, but you still have some knowledge there that you need to know. This is not a guessing game. If you're guessing, you're wasting money, I guarantee it. Volume has died way down on this stock. Looks like they tried for a second push up and it failed. That does not mean it's over, though. Keep that in mind. You have to watch them. All of a sudden, this thing can turn around and a bunch of buyers come in and everything changes green and it'll fly. Sometimes that's what happens. There's 20 cents between these numbers. Money Mike, I did the version 6 by putting in some yellow arrows for the options traders that were doing puts. The yellow arrow gives them a little bit sooner notification that the stock may drop or rise in price. You can use either version, whichever one you prefer. I use version 4. I like the way it functions. I've been using it for a while now. I don't trade options. I only trade stocks, so this works for me. If you have a support issue, just go over to Discord and support and let me know. I'll help you get it corrected. Kelly VFS never popped up on our scan. I don't know what the move was. Maybe it was a smaller move. Maybe it was a big one. But maybe it was just one move. Maybe it didn't trigger. If you imported the volume label thing, maybe you forgot to move it over to your chart. Go to your edit studies, look for it on the left, and move it over to the right. Good morning, Wyatt. I'm also watching the tick chart on this stock, and it's pulling back on the tick chart, so that's probably not going to go anywhere. Good morning, Alpo. I think if I see a movement on here on the 133 tick chart, I may take a small position, but as of right now, I'm not. Might be better just to have a few shares of it and not miss it totally. It is holding its level. I like to see stocks that do that. I'd like to see the volume come back in, though. Almost to that 8 o'clock hour, that's when things start slowing down. Anybody that's in profit usually starts taking their profit or part of it. You'll see some red come in. They usually don't hang on to them through market open. They don't want to lose the profit. I'm going to take a small position here just to see where it goes. I'll give it a $50 loss. If I get down below 50, I'll get out. I'm watching my tick chart. That's how I'm judging this. I'm only up 20 bucks. So I'm not up a whole bunch. Now 40. Now 60. I went ahead and took $70 on that play. There's what you're looking at right there. Was a nice little bump. Might have paid for dinner. If you're not monitoring the tick chart, it'll allow you to do little stuff like that. Go watch the video on YouTube about tick charts. That's why I say watch all the videos. You learn little secrets like that. Remember, when you hear me talking, I'm delayed. Don't click the same time I do. You're not getting it at the right time. You could lose money. Get set up on your computer. Take this seriously. Once you learn everything, you're going to be in the money. Let everything fall into place. So that was $1,000 investment I made. I made $70, so I've got 7% in a matter of seconds. I think I was in there less than a minute. Watching the numbers. That's what we do here. We have the crossover. We have the buyers. We do not have the bullish signal. The volume is low. This would not be a play. Volume's coming in. We still don't have a bullish spike. We need lots of volume. We're at that 8 o'clock hour, though. I don't expect anything to go too far. My next walkthrough will be about 8:45 or 8:50, depending on the market open. I will wait on it to slow down before I do the next demonstration. Going dead, it looks like I'm not seeing any movement. Forgot to turn my phone down. Let me get that taken care of. Not much activity at the moment. It's probably going to be dead up until 8:30 at the market open. 9:30 for you on the East Coast. Now's the time to go fill that coffee cup up. I'm going to do that in about 10 minutes. I'll take my 5-minute break before market open. If you're new here, just a quick run through. We're watching percentages rise or fall. If they're rising, we check on them, we click it. We go over here and confirm that we have a crossover of the moving averages. If the 8 crosses above the 21 and you start seeing green arrows kick in, and you see a bullish signal pop in up here, and you'll see the buyers outnumbering the sellers down here, that's when we make our decision to buy. Once you do this over and over and over, it's kind of like click, and you look over here and you buy. All of this will just be natural for you. You'll know the setup. Once you see the setup, it's an easy thing to trade. So is ICCT, is that an IPO from yesterday maybe? Ah, okay. Yeah, it halted several times yesterday, from what I understand. I don't like getting caught in those halts. I've lost a few dollars that way. Of course, I haven't lost in a halt in quite a few years. I apply the 10% rule. If it goes up 10% from here, I get out at 9%. I'm kind of shocked that it halted in pre-market. Usually they don't halt in pre-market. They usually let them run. I guess they've been watching it today because of yesterday. It would be an easy play if you just monitor this volume and wait for the spikes and the buyers to outnumber the sellers. The problem is can you get in fast enough and get out fast enough to make a profit before the halt? That 10% rule has always worked for me. When you lose big one time, you come up with something. Somebody told me to use 10% of the current price and get out at 9%, and I've been following that rule forever. really think that 10% applies to the current candle only. So if the current candle rises more than 10%, that's when it halts. Waiting for market open. So it's about 16 after. I'm going to take a 5-minute break here, go get me some coffee, stretch, get out of this chair, look out the window, rest my eyeballs. You know the story. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Looks like I have a question. G-Man, anything in pre-market's going to be low volume? I mean, hardly anything trades. Only when the buyers come in is the stock volume going to move. So when I'm trading pre-market, that's why I pay close attention to this current volume bar. It could have 500,000 shares of volume, but not trading because it's pre-market. So all I do is watch for volume spikes. I trade volume and price action. When I see these things come into play in pre-market, even if it just had 1,000 shares traded, if all of a sudden there's 50,000, 100,000, and it's jumping, I'm going to take my piece of it. So playing volume spikes, watching the price, watching the crossover and the arrows. I don't care what the volume is as long as it's spiking and moving and jumping and buyers are there. I don't want to filter out the 100K in pre-market because some stocks start lower than that. I've seen $2 stocks. Actually, let's put it this way. I saw a $3.75 stock go to $60, but had no prior volume. So if I throw 100,000 share volume minimum in pre-market, I could lose a big trade. You're welcome to do it on your side. I can't see that. Whatever works for you, that's what you do. I want to catch them all. I want to catch that maybe one stock move today. I don't set targets. I don't set goals. I don't set minimums or maximums. I watch for volume spikes. I don't even care. You can't say, hey, I want to make $1 on this stock. You're only going to make what the buyers and sellers let you get. The sellers could come right in and just take it right away from you. You have to really use caution. Make sure everything lines up. There's more to it than watching a pretty green arrow on the screen. You have to know what's going on. Might be a good thing to do, Robert, on market open, but I think I filter out 500,000 shares of volume at market open. I'd rather play pre-market when pre-market is good than play anytime during after market open. Sometimes I can make all my money in pre-market and I'm done for the day. We haven't had that pre-market lately, but it can happen. So I've been sitting around for a few hours after market open trying to make more because pre-market hasn't been paying off that well. Good morning, Shayo Lee. It's not looking like anything's going to take off this morning. Let's sort by volume change and see what the highest gainer is. It's going to be AGIL, and it's a penny stock, so I'm not interested in that. This is the one I made $70 on. It's pulled back since I got out. That's rare. Usually they go up $3 after I get out. So while we're dead, let's go ahead and change over to market open. We're going to right click on volume spike name, edit formula. We're going to change this number to 100 instead of 0.0. Click apply and OK. We're going to change this scan up here to the all stock scan. It's available in TOS scans. We're going to come over here and we're going to sort by percent change, highest to lowest. And we're going to monitor the top gainers at market open. I'm going to leave slow crawlers down here. So when you sort by percent change, it's going to scatter your percentages. That's okay. You only want to monitor the ones that's been moving. Once the market calms down, that'll be about 5 to 10 minutes after market open. This column will slow down. At that time, we'll reach up here and sort it back by V spike so we can bring them all back to the top. But at market open, this is going to get very volatile. I always suggest in your scans, put in your price range that you trade. This scan is wide open, so it's gonna be a literal mess up here because I'm monitoring all of the stocks where you should only be monitoring your price range. Yours would be a lot more manageable than mine. But I'm only doing this to make everybody happy. We have big cap investors all the way down to penny stocks. So for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to leave my scan wide open. But make it easy on yourself. Put in your price range on your scans and only monitor the price range you want to trade. You don't have to go through the volatility I go through. Couple more minutes to go. Well, 1 minute. So be careful at market open. Play your cards right. If you see, you're going to see some 30s, 40s, 50s percenters in here. It's going to be up to you. Hopefully you're only scanning your price range. And good luck to everyone. I'll be going silent. I may try to get a few dollars. Every now and then I'll pop in. If I see something interesting, I'll click on it. Be careful of these spikes. They come down just as fast as they go up. I like waiting on the market to calm down before I make a decision.
BGI, BGI, PI, BGI, GSA, PSAI, BGI. DBGI, DBGI.
I hear somebody's scanner going off. Please mute your mic for me.
DBAI.
Click through your list. That's what you do. Look for your winners. I always pay attention to the price over here. You don't want to jump into something that's only a penny between the numbers. Make sure there's enough profit over here for you to jump in. Still pretty volatile. Be careful with your picking. Everything that's moving is on this chart. You should have it set up on your own computer. Do not trade off of my screen. You will lose money. We've had a bad delay this morning. Probably 20 seconds, 30 seconds at times. This could be a pullback play here. We may bounce all the way back up to resistance. And hopefully it breaks through and keeps going. Looks weak over on my tick chart. If you're not monitoring a tick chart, I think you should. Just add it to your favorite time frame. You can switch to it whenever you need to. This one's only moving 3 cents between the numbers. I'm not interested in those kind. HE could make a move here. It's been moving for a few days now. I'm sure it moved last week as well. It also looks weak on the tick chart. We do have a bullish candle every now and then. It's a battle between buyers and sellers. We have the buyers outnumbering the sellers in the volume. We have a bullish signal. There we go. Looks good on the tick chart. This is exactly what you want to see. I caught it kind of early, 100% down here. We had bullish spikes. We were in this zone. That's about 25-cent gain. And you're scalping, so you got to be kind of quick. When you land on these things, you got to make a decision right away. But be monitoring different setups, tick charts, 5-minute, 1 minute. Make sure you check for bullish and buyers. Nice run up. Still looking good on the tick chart. Nice move. We're at resistance. That would be where I would take profit. This is a prior resistance. I didn't put that in there this morning. That's way back when. I played this stock before. That would have been a perfect exit. Looking weak on the tick chart now. May have another attempt on that resistance line above. I'm waiting on this candle to pull back. If it pulls back more, I'd like to see it come down about half of this green candle. Now we're testing resistance again. Still didn't break through. I'd like to see a bigger pullback than what we had. But it could break right on through, and if it does, I'll wait on the reversal and come back and test this line and see if it becomes support for the next bounce up. I'll keep an eye on it for now. We broke through. Now it needs to hold it. It needs to continue going, turn around and come back down. Tick chart looks good. It's probably going to bounce here. Let's see if this becomes support. If it can't get back through down this line, it should run on up. Let me zoom in a little bit so you get a better view. It's coming down on the tick chart, so it failed. What we need is a good pullback. We need the buyers, the sellers to come in, and then the buyers to buy it back up. This is what I do every day is I watch for the stock to break through support or resistance. I set up the pullback play with these support and resistance lines. When you get a high, you chart it, you wait for a big pullback, you click another line. If it bounces off of it and returns back up, that's where you're taking your profit. We're looking good. We're still above that level, so this has become support. We could get another run up. Not guaranteed, but it happens most of the time. That's the pullback I want to see. Let's see if we can get some more out of it. I think that's going to be the new level right there. So every time we get a pullback, these bottoms would be your entry. But you have to be patient. Make sure it pulls back far enough. This was not a pullback. Now we're back to that resistance line. Let's see if we can get through it. We're above it. Hopefully it'll hold this time. Tick chart's turning upward slightly. Come on, you can do it. Let's go. It's showing weakness on the tick chart. There it goes. That's what I wanted to see. Showing weakness on the tick chart again. There we go. Looking good. This is exactly how you want to work this pullback strategy. This was a great example. You got to have patience, wait on the pullback, chart your low, chart your high, and wait for the bounces below and above. Tick chart pulling back slightly. We have nice separation between the moving averages. They're not pointing as far north as I would like them. I would really like to see these things really go north. Definitely have weakness. It's not going to hold. There wasn't much gain from this bounce. Probably 12 or 13 cents, and you'd have been lucky to get that. But this is a good example of how you need to play these pullbacks. You wait for it to set a high, you mark that high, you wait for it to pull back, you mark that low, you have your resistance lines, and you start playing off of those two lines. So this is still a support line. We never broke through and stayed below it. But it's not looking good on the tick chart. I would not plan an entry at this point. Let's check NAVO here while that one's sitting dormant. NAOV, I got to type it in right. This is why you put these pre-market movers in a watch list. As they move in the morning, start building you a list. This one we had earlier this morning. Now it's taking off. Had I put it in a watch list, I even failed to do that. You can see your bullish is in, your buyers are there, lots of volume. If you're scanning your price range only and your price range covered this stock below $2, you would have caught this morning. You may still catch it now. It could go to $5. Who knows? Lots of volume. Previous volume bar was almost 1.5. Tick chart's looking a little weak. Moving averages are pointing north. I'd like to see this one turn up as well. There could definitely be more buyers coming to this stock since it's on a run up. It's really not that high up yet. Probably 30% up since this run here. It may be higher than that since the beginning of pre-market. It could have more in it. I don't like chasing them like this. I would rather wait on that pullback and see if the buyers come back in and take it on up. So if we break this high, if we don't break this high, I'll put a resistance line there. If we break this high, I have to wait. If it pulls back about half of this candle and it pauses, it may take another run up. Sometimes they don't pull back. Sometimes they just take off again. This is why you have to put some knowledge into the market. You can't just rely on arrows and crossovers. You have to play price action. So I'm going to say this high is probably resistance. I'd like to see more pullback than that. Guys, if you just set this up to your preferences, monitor only the price range you want to chart. Monitor the volume spikes, and since we've died down, let's go ahead and click the volume spike and bring them up to the top. But if you set yourself up and you start watching these live streams and watch what I'm doing over here, it may turn your life around. That's half of that candle. That's what I said I wanted it to do. Let's go ahead and throw a line there. The tick chart is very weak. It's coming down. Did you see how I had advance notice of that by watching the tick chart? That'll save you some dollars. Looks like the profit takers are taking their profit. Got a curl over on the 8 moving average. That's not good. This could be a new support level if it doesn't break down below it. Yeah, it looks like this run is over. Tick chart's hitting the bottom. If you haven't seen the tick chart video, go watch it. It'll make you some money. It'll save you some money. Couple of nice runs up today, a lot better than yesterday. Looks like we have support right here. Now, if we're going to run again, this would be your profit zone right here. If it turns around and starts running up, this is where you want to be out. Or maybe just before it. I'm using 133. I'm not liking the tick chart on this stock though. It's still going down. We may break below that support level. Now it's reversing. So on your tick chart, you really don't need any special scripts. Just put the 8 and the 21 EMA on it and just use it with those two indicators. I tried it with version 2, but found myself to just be following the moving averages anyway. So just use the moving averages. You don't need V2 on it. And I know I'm talking Greek to some of you, but that was back when version 2 was all we had. It seemed to still work on the tick chart. But I'm finding you just need the two moving averages, no script. That is correct, James. Everybody needs to pay close attention to what's going on and what I'm doing. It's all about volume, the buyers, the bullish, the crossover, and these support and resistance lines once it takes off. You still have to have knowledge. I make it a little easier, but you still need to know something. Watch the videos. Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to Discord. There's help everywhere. There's knowledge everywhere. You really can't go wrong for free. I think the run is over for this stock. It may just start channeling sideways for now. Tick chart started moving down right in this area, and it's continued to go down ever since. If you've never been here before, I am Ricky Gaspard. I am a guy that trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I also write ThinkScript code. I coded this volume spike indicator. It measures volume. It lets you know if the buyers are coming in or if the sellers are coming in. Once you get a notification over here that it's bullish, you look over at the chart and you verify we have a lot of volume. You look for this crossover and these green arrows. You look for the buyers to outnumber the sellers. And during this run up, this was probably a bullish signal up here. So you're going to see green arrows and a crossover. Hopefully you can catch them down low and ride them up. That's the whole object. Once you get one that peaks out, mark the peak, mark the high, mark the pullback, and you might can play it again. It's that simple. We don't look for stocks. They come to us. They show up in our list. If they're moving, they're going to be right here. If you don't know, this stream will end at 9:30. That's when I call it a day. I may sit here for a couple more hours, try to get another play or two. And we continue tomorrow at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. Do it all over again. We watch numbers move. See you later, Alfredo. Thanks for joining us. The silence is deadly. There's nothing in the list. That tells me it's pretty much over, except for the far and few that may bounce throughout the day. At the top of every hour, if some news comes out, that's when it'll come out. You can monitor the top of the hours. See if your lucky day happens. Just so you know, my last 5 trades, and I did not make 5 trades today, I'm talking over 2 days. My last 5 trades by using just this, not the support and the resistance, but just this, my last 5 trades were winners. Because I have a slight advantage. If I tried to do this without the indicators and without the volume spikes, it'll probably never happen. I would have probably had 3 winners and 2 losses or the reverse. You have to have an edge. We have an edge. Now we just need to put it all together. We have early notice starting in step 1 right over here. And we click on them and take a look. Unfortunately, the market's dead now. Pre-market is usually better than the open hours. In some cases the pre-market is just as bad. So let's see if we have any activity over on the momentum scanner. Might as well try it. Jump around to different scans. Let's go see the high flyers. We'll put them right here. So if you haven't heard me talk about the high flyers, it's an older scan. I think Jimmy's had it for almost a year now. So all of the moving averages are stacked. They're in their proper location. The price is above the 8. And every one of these stocks should be rising no matter where I click. They should be going up. It's a good one to monitor. You'll get your volume spikes on them. If you want to find the winners for today, it's going to be in this high flyer scan. It'll be your strongest stocks. That scan's located over in TOS scans, probably near the bottom. There's your ICCT moving again. It popped up on the scanner. If you've been monitoring it since market open, you would have seen these arrows start coming in. This was a $2 play right here had you been monitoring it. Now, I do not know if there was any halts in this area. There could have been, but maybe not. The tick chart is channeling sideways on this stock, now making a slight rise. It could be building up momentum. We do have good volume. We do have buyers coming in. I'm not seeing a spike. Not seeing bullish up here. Tick chart is still channeling sideways. Now pulling back. Very low volume on this one. I probably should adjust the volume on the high flyers. I think I'll do that right now. I'm going to put it up to 500,000 minimum. I only want the big ones with the volume. If you have that scan, adjust the average volume to at least 1 million. Get rid of some of the garbage at the bottom. Our biggest issue is volume. The summer has been very weak on volume. I'm hoping by the end of next month we have at least 30-40% more volume. I'm going to bring the volume up even more on that scan. I'm going to go to 5 million. It's an average volume, so it's still going to pick up stocks below 5 million. So you can see I have an average volume of 5 million, but I still have a couple stocks in here below that range because on average they can hit 5 million, so they're still going to come in. This is a low volume riser. It's only moving pennies. Don't get fooled. You're welcome, Super. Practice will make you perfect. Watching me do it on the screen helps, but you need to do it for yourself as well. It's always easier to watch somebody else do it until you try to do it yourself. That's why I say practice. Watch all the videos. Subscribe and get help. Trading's not easy. It's probably one of the hardest things you'll ever do, but once you master it, it gets easier. I am so ready for a bull market. I want a $10,000 day, not a $70 one. It's very possible. I need the market to do it. NAOV is in the high flyers now. We may see a pull up here. Not seeing any bullish spikes. No indication up here. We do have the buyers. We do have the volume. Not very much money between these numbers, though. I've been pulling some of these older scans out of my closet, so to speak. This one's pretty old, couple years maybe. Still works. You just get so many scans. You get used to using one or two and forget you have all the other ones. Pretty slow morning. It's probably over, other than a few that may kick up during the day. They may show up here in the high flyers. They may show up in the Momo scanner. These would be two good scans to watch throughout the day. This one's really powerful when we have a bull market. Every now and then you'll get a good one because we're in a bear market. Every now and then you'll get a big list like this, but nothing's moving. But these are good stocks. They're within 4% of their daily high. Nice volume. We just need them to move. That was a Momo pick. I saw it up here flashing, but that's the VIX. That tells me the SPY is going down if the VIX is going up. But the SPY's probably not gone down no more than this has gone up. The VIX is always the reverse of the SPY. If the SPY continues to drop, this will continue to rise. It's a good play when you have a down market day, all day, to find this one and just get what you can out of it. It's not real volatile. You just have to monitor the SPY right beside it. When the SPY turns around and starts going up, this one will turn around and start going down. Got about 5 minutes to go. I appreciate everyone that joined this morning. If you missed this live stream, it's pre-recorded. It'll be out there on YouTube for you to watch. I thank everybody who joined. If you're not a subscriber yet, it's all free. Don't miss the opportunity. We got some good stuff over here. We got some great investors on board. Everybody's helping everybody. They even correct me sometimes, and that's what I want to see. I need to know when I'm wrong. I don't mind. I don't know everything. I know some things, though. SPY must be falling pretty hard right now. You're welcome, Greg, Sandra. Josie or Jose. I don't know if you're male or female. I have to guess over here. NAVA is on the high flyers. That's why I say monitor these two scans. Nice little list in high flyers. That tells me these stocks are above the 8 moving average and trending up. The volume is low. They're not spiking. But it's letting me know these are some good ones. Keep an eye on them. You're welcome, Sergeant. Thank you for joining us this morning. Or Sergeant. Sergeant sounds like you have more power, though. Okay, guys, my time is up. I hope you enjoyed this morning's live stream. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, join our Discord, watch the videos, and God bless. I'll see you tomorrow.
And we're clear.